So, the last time I did one of these, it was before Chucky's release. It was before my 3-month hiatus, like right before my 3-month hiatus. And not only has Chucky and the Unknown both been released, but a lot of things have changed since then. So, I thought it would be fun. Let's go ahead and jump into one thing I would change about each killer. Now, I got this cool little setup here. Sorry, like it's not even. I couldn't find a way to make it even without it being kind of like awkward. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Starting off, we have the Trapper. This should be obvious to anybody who knows me by now. Let the Trapper spawn with all its traps. Shut up, I don't care. Like, whatever argument you have for Trapper not spawning with all his traps, I've already responded to those several times. I have a few videos on the channel about that. You can go argue with the wall. Next up with the Wraith, I think it would be incredibly cool if the Wraith could pick you up while he was invisible. It's not much. It probably wouldn't do much in the grand scheme of things, but I think if the Wraith could pick you up while he was invisible, that would be the funniest fucking thing ever, and that's what I really think should happen. With Billy, I just fix his collision, please. Just please fix his fucking collision. I'm begging you, behavior. Just if I had to choose between not letting me bang off thin air and making sure that I hit survivors when I actually touch them, I would make it to where I hit survivors when I actually touch them, right? All that shit. That's what I would do. Next up is the Nurse. For the Nurse, I would make it to where whenever you stun or blind her, she enters a base fatigue and has to recharge her tokens. So like if you wiggle out or you DS her or something like that, then she can't like immediately catch up to you. She's got to wait like a fucking second. You know what I mean? That would be kind of cool. Next up with the Huntress, the change I would make is revert the hatchet count back down to 5, and don't bring back the ammo add-ons. Just revert the hatchet count down back to 5. If you're worried about her not being able to reload, just fucking put more lockers on each of the maps. Just that's it. That's how I would do it. With Myers, I would remove the distance limiter on his stalk. So right now, Myers gains stalk at a certain speed based on the distance that you are from the survivors. I think that's stupid. I think if I'm stalking someone from across the map, I should be able to get my tiers, just as if I was stalking them right up and sniffing their assholes. Next up is Hag. I think all of Hag's range add-ons should be removed, and she should just be able to teleport from across the map, like at all times. You might think that's too strong. I think it's fine. I think if you're on one end of fucking Azerov's and a trap triggers on the other end of Azerov's, you should be able to just teleport to that trap. I don't give a fuck. That's straight up. Next up with Doctor, I don't know which add-on I would change or I would replace to do this, but I would like an add-on that, like, probably have to be purple, but I would like an add-on that passively causes madness without the screaming while you're in his terror radius. So like, you know, if you do the normal call like that, it's like a half of a level. I think there should be an add-on that makes it to where if you're in his terror radius, it brings it up by like a quarter of a level, like every like 20 seconds, 25 seconds or something. So as long as you're in his terror radius, you're like slowly gaining madness tiers, but you shouldn't scream when you madness up. There's that, like, the caveat I'd put on that add-on for sure. Next up is Bubba. Bubba's getting a lot of changes in the PTB. So, oh god, he's getting so much good shit that I don't really know. I guess the one thing I would change about Bubba is maybe this is hard. This is hard because like those buffs he's getting is gonna put him in like the B tier. I think that's what I said when I did the PTB. I think he's gonna be in the B tier with those upcoming buffs. Oh, you know what? Make it to where if you bump a Jin with his chainsaw, it starts regressing. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Make it to where if you bump a Jin with his chainsaw, it starts regressing. That sounds really fun. Freddy, anybody who knows me at this point knows I think that Freddy's palettes, Dream Palette, should be base kit. I have no idea why I have to equip an add-on to use the fucking Dream Palettes. I think they should be base kit. You should have 7 tokens for snares and 7 tokens for Dream Palettes. I have no idea why the fuck, we have, you know, why we have to equip an add-on for that. So yeah, that's what I would do to Freddy. Next up is Pig. I would probably like standardize the amount of searches it takes to get her traps off. I really hate the RNG trap searching. I would say like every trap should take like 3 searches or something. Like we have 5 boxes on the map, like 3 searches should be like the minimum or something, or the maximum. Not the maximum. That should be the standard. Like there shouldn't be a random number, at least in my opinion. Either that or let traps activate in the end game. Next up is the Clown. For the Clown, I would do something similar to Huntress, reduce his bottle count back down to 4, but make it 4 purples and 4 yellows. I think he should have separate bottle inventories for both colors. And the more you use of each color, the longer the reload time takes, right? So if you use, I'm gonna say the more you use of each color, more of like, if you use 1 purple and 1 yellow, the reload timer would take slightly longer. Whereas if you just used, you know, 3 purples, you know what, you see what I'm saying? If you only use 1 color bottle, the reload time doesn't take as long, but if you use both colored bottles, the reload time takes a little bit longer, but he would get 4 of each, and I think that would be fair. Next up with Spirit, just add a fucking visual indicator to her phasing, okay? Just whichever side of the screen she's phasing from, right? If she's in front of me, put a little, like faint red up here, or, you know, whatever color. If she's phasing from the left or right, put it there. If she's phasing from behind, I am deaf. I cannot play against the Spirit because I cannot figure out where the fuck she's at any time. And hearing players are able to pinpoint her location based off of a whooshing sound that us deaf players cannot hear. So just add a fucking visual indicator. Just something slight, something small. You don't gotta have an arrow pointing to her exact location. Just, where is she? Is she in front of me? Is she on the sides? Is she behind me? That's all you fucking need. Next up is the Legion. I would personally make their frenzy speed faster. I think their frenzy speed is like 5.2 meters, like base. And then it increases every hit you get. I would make it like 6.0, I think. I think Frenzy should be like 6.0 movement speed. And no, I'm not kidding. I genuinely think like Legion is so trash. He's a C tier killer. Just give him like a 6.0. Just do it. Next up is the Plague. I would honestly revert the change they recently did where every single stun gets rid of her power. I don't like the idea of stuns getting rid of her power to begin with, like her red puke. I don't like that to begin with, but like change it back. I feel like you should change it back and fucking fix all of her bugs while you're at it, because her animations are still broken. Ghostface, I would make it to where you could not be revealed on the hook or on the ground. Like people on the hook and on the ground shouldn't be able to reveal you. Plain and simple. They just shouldn't be able to reveal you. It's really fucking annoying. Especially like what's really like the most aggravating thing is when I hook somebody and they're doing the dying animation. So like they're, you know, it's like, and they start like raising into the fucking sky on some religious bullshit. And somehow while their body is lifting into the air, they reveal me. How the fuck does that happen? You know, like I don't get it. Anyway, next up is the Demogorgon. Make his portals act on a cycle. So you know, like whenever you're whenever you're Freddy or Hag or Singularity, and you place one of your stuff on the map, and then you place all of them, instead of like having to go get them or something or recall them, you can just aim and place another one. It would just replace the first one you did. That's what Demogorgon should get with his portals. He should be able to, he's placed 6 portals, but he wants to place another one. He should be able to place another one, and the first portal he placed disappears. Next up, we have Oni. What would I change about? Oni's almost the perfect killer, honestly. I would probably like, not increase the range. I would take away making me hold right click to draw in blood and just have it be passive. I would just have him draw in blood passively. No. You know what would be cool? Actually, I changed my mind. Moris give you blood orbs. That's what I want. I want Moris to give you blood orbs. That would be so fucking sick. Next up is Slinger. This is such a rough one because like my first instinct is to just make his terror radius 24 meters. But then people like monitor and abuse, which I really don't think is that big of a deal. But if we like, because I know people are going to argue on that one, make it to where his quick scope isn't based off of a delay of the left click. It's based off of an internal cooldown between holding right click and clicking left click. If you don't know, the way that Deathslinger's, the way that they took away Deathslinger's quick scope is instead of adding a cooldown before holding right click, like readying the rifle and shooting, they added a delay between clicking left click and shooting. There's a 0.5 second delay. So instead of that, make it the other way, where there's a cooldown when I first raise the rifle. Or just give me back quick scoping. I don't know. Pyramid Head, add-on overhaul is not one change. So if I can choose one change, let me strafe while in the power. Please stop giving me tank controls in the power. It's really annoying. Just let me strafe. Let me strafe. Let me back up. Please and thank you. Next up is Blight. Give me back hug teching. You know, I'm not even unserious about that. Give me back hug teching. Because you did not fix Blight's collision. I am still sliding off random shit. I'm still sliding off trees. I'm still sliding off cars. Just give us back hug teching and leave this fucking character alone, please. With the twins, twins pretty much got everything I've ever wanted in their recent update. Let Victor see auras. That's what I would do. I would let Victor see auras. I think that'd be funny. Next up is Trickster. This is another difficult one because like all the things Trickster needs done to him, there's so many. But if I could choose one, I would make Trick Blades base kit. I think you should be able to ricochet your blades as a base kit, and then the add-on just adds extra bounces or some shit. I think being able to ricochet your blades as a base kit is definitely one of the things that is needed. Next up is a Nemesis, Nemi boy. My idea with Nemesis has been pretty consistent. I want them to make the infection act like a pheromone for the zombies. So whenever you're in a zombie's detection radius, basically while you're infected, these zombies can detect you from further and they chase you faster. So right now the zombies chase at 4 meters a second. I think if you are infected, the zombies should chase you at 4.2 meters a second. Like you actually have to do something about them. Next up is Pinhead. With Pinhead, I don't know. Pinhead's another one that's very similar to Oni, where it's just kind of like, he's almost a perfectly balanced killer. Don't let survivors drop pallets while they're chained. Make chaining stop them from dropping pallets and vaulting windows. You can't do either of those things. When you're chained, you're chained. Fuck you. Next up is the Artist. God damn. There's so many killers that are just like actively well designed that it's hard to come up with changes for them. I guess with Artist, I would extend the cleansing of the crows just a little bit. I think survivors can cleanse the crows too fast. I think what is it? Like 5 seconds to cleanse crows? I think if it was like 5.5 or 6 seconds to cleanse crows, it'd probably be better. Next up is Sadako. What's my change for? Tell me how this fucking power works. I have no idea how this character works, man. This character's been changed like 4 fucking times. Honestly, I would say give her something similar to Wraith, where she gets a little bit of haste after she demanifests. I think that'd be fine. I think that'd be kind of cool. Next up is Dredge. Make his Nightfall happen faster. The fact that you almost have to run Yellow Skull to get consistent Nightfall value is kind of dog shit. I would definitely speed up his Nightfall for sure. Next up is Whiskers. I know a lot of people want me to say get rid of the hinder for the red. for being fully infected with Ouroboros. I actually don't disagree, but if you're gonna get rid of the hinder with the infoliant or the full Ouroboros, make it to where while they're red, you automatically grab them. So if they're fully infected and you grab them, then it's a full down from it. He has an add-on that does that. When they're fully red and he grabs you, even if you're healthy, he immediately picks you up. That's what it should be replaced with as a base kit. For the knight, let me fucking rotate through the guards. Or at the very least, let me cancel a guard with control. Why do I have to go smack a guard to cancel it? You have a free button. It is your active ability button. Let me use that to cancel guards. In fact, let me rotate through guards with control and let me cancel their patrols by holding control. Next up is Skull Merchant. I know a lot of people are against this, and I don't really give a fuck. Let me cleanse lock-on stacks by disabling drones. People are like, oh, but then Skull Merchant would be inside. I don't care. I don't care. You should be disabling drones anyway. Saying that it would just encourage Skull Merchant to only use her drones in chase is ridiculous, because her drones should be getting disabled regardless. But if you don't want that, then I would say disabling drones returns the drone to her on like a 30-second cooldown. Because, like, fuck you. That's why. Next up is Singularity. Honestly, just make EMPs less available, man. Like, the fact that all 4 survivors can grab an EMP, and then by the time any one of them uses that EMP, the box has already printed another one, it's just ridiculous. Like, here's what you do. At the very beginning of the match, EMPs take 60 seconds to print. While an EMP is being held, that box that the EMP got taken from cannot print another EMP until that one's used. Right? So you run over, you go... right? And you take the EMP, that box stops printing until you use the one you've got. There should not be 8 EMPs on the map at any given time. That is ridiculous. Next up is the Xenomorph. I would say... Xenomorph? Hello? Oh, there she is. I was like, where the fuck are you? Next up is the Xenomorph. Xenomorph is another one of those killers that there's not really anything wrong with it. I guess for like accessibility, I would like a visual indicator on the screen to let me know when the tail attack noise is happening. But I mean, really, Xenomorph's just perfect. Honestly, just very perfectly balanced. I'm sure there's a lot of bugs and everything I need to iron out, but this isn't about change. This isn't about fixing bugs, because hopefully bugs get fixed eventually. Next up is Chucky. Honestly, with the scamper change coming. Holy shit. Sorry about that. Honestly, with the scamper change coming through, I don't really have much to say about Chucky. I really don't. I would personally say Chucky with the scamper change that's coming is going to be really good. He's going to be another one of those really good balanced killers that you know, you'll be able to actually play around, have counterplay to. His anti-loop is a lot weaker, but in exchange his chase potential is going like skyrocketing, which is really good. So I would say make hard hat base kit. Like make hard hat base kit and fucking do something different for it. So like if you slice and dice under a pallet, it breaks the pallet. You know what I mean? Just please, like just make hard hat base kit and do something different with it. I'm sure there's something more interesting you can do regarding the slice and dice. So. And finally, we have the Unknown. Just change the way his weakness is cleansed. For the love of fucking God. Just, I don't care. Just stop making people stare at me to cleanse my ability. It's already a massive time sink. I have to weaken them, and then I have to land the very next shot because they're staring at me the whole time. And then if I miss it by a millimeter, which is very easy to do because it's very easy to dodge the shot, then I have to re-weaken them again. Just make it to where removing his clones cleanses the weakness. Like give him like 2 more clones or something like that, so he can have up to 6 on the map, and then make it to where disabling his clones cleanses the weakness completely. That's my solution. So altogether, right, the one thing I would change about him is make removing hallucinations cleanse the weakness. And then, in order to compensate for that, give him 6 clones he can generate and increase his TP cooldown to 30 seconds over 25. And that's all the changes I have today. I'm sure some of you guys will disagree with me. I'm sure some of you will agree with me. It's completely up to you which one you want to go with. But whatever the case may be, let me know down below what you think. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.